In most African countries, the success of a woman is defined by marriage. The questions on many lips is she married? But for a woman like Anna, an independent minded Nigerian woman, her journey took a different but uncommon route. Nigeria is a multicultural society. The habit and thinking of the populace is highly impacted by the part of the country from which they came. Anna was a 40-year-old Nigerian lady. In the part where she came from, it is usual and common to see ladies in their 20s already far into marital life and responsibilities. Anna attended school in a small village in the outskirts of a major city. Here it was cultural but not compulsory for girls to begin to rear a family at an early age. In the days when Anna grew up, the girl child was not given the opportunity to assert herself. Whatever she does was shaped by tradition and culture. So it was uncommon to have girls in Anna's molds deciding to do things in their own way. At 20 plus age, most of Anna's peers were already married and nurturing their own children. But Anna looked the other way. She chose education over babies and family life. Most girls in her class then began to get married as soon as they finished their secondary school certificate examination, but not Anna. She closed her eyes to what she considered a restrictive culture and proceeded to the university and got a master's degree in international politics. Her dreams were therefore beyond those walls created by tradition. After her secondary education, many men came knocking at her door for marriage, but Anna refused to open. At that point, it was not particularly about her getting additional education. Rumors had it that Anna wanted a man that had arrived. In other words, she wanted a man that had already achieved the good things of life. Chike was one of the young men that came asking for her hand in marriage then. When Chike came, he had just started out with a small business in one of the cities. Anna refused to go out with him because he does not own a car. How do you expect me to go out with you if we have to struggle daily for a ride by bus? I really do not have time for startups like you. That was the summary of Anna's response to him. She said the same thing to a number of other young men who came calling. At that point, it was observed that it was not really further education that was at play. People began to realize that she just wanted a luxurious life in the bargain. She was not interested in building up a home with anybody. Some thought her quest for further education was just a smoke screen. Her main target was luxury, even though both tastes eventually complemented one another. But when she discovered that such men were very few and not forthcoming, she began to target higher education while waiting for her dream man. But then, some thought that whatever she wanted was her choice, and she was entitled to it. After all, it was a free world, and you cannot force an unwilling horse to drink. They added that marriage was not the only route through which anyone could achieve fulfillment in life. Her parents, especially her mother, wanted to see a grandchild through Anna in their lifetime. One day, the mom called her, like most parents will do in their days, to demand explanation as to why she had not considered getting married. It had got to their attention that Anna had not done what her mates were doing. But Anna still stood her ground, trying to make them understand that it was her life and had the right to steer it the way she wanted. Her parents had therefore backed off, hoping that she would soon come to her senses. But she was never to change her stance on such issues. Many years down the line, many of Anna's schoolmates have gone on to build families. Of notable interest was Nkechi and Janet. Nkechi and Anna were age mates and attended the same secondary school back then. They were good friends and had very lofty ideas in their school days. Though they were close friends back in the school, but that was where it ended. Nkechi was not that big on who she marries after school. But Anna was very specific on what she wanted in any man she had to date or marry. While Nkechi would say, well, I don't mind the man's financial background. What she wanted was a caring man who will respect her feelings. A man who, even if he has nothing, will still love her. A man who she will help build a home. That is my type of guy, like she always puts it. She doesn't want a home where she will not have rest of mind. She was of the impression that already built up men will not give you the type of respect and love you desire. Though some women may not bother, but Anna will tell you point blank that she was not cut out to suffer as a woman. That any man who was not fully built up will not be allowed to cross her path. That she was not interested in any man who will come to her without a car, a house, and a fully built up business. That she would rather stay alone than start married life with sufferheads. They will both laugh over it and continue with their life. Many years down the line, Nkechi got married to a young man who had just established a small business outside town. The business had grown after they got married, and the husband now has businesses in many Nigerian cities and other cities abroad. They now have 3 grown children. Meanwhile, Anna was still searching. One other of her close schoolmates was called Janet. Janet was initially in the same school of thought with Anna. But with time, Janet learned a few lessons from some of her elder sisters and eventually did a turnaround. She is now married with 4 kids. She and the husband have a thriving business which takes them in and out of the country regularly. It's of note to mention that Janet presently holds a master's degree in finance. Anna now holds a master's degree from a very reputable university. But at 40, she was yet to get married. Agreed, marriage is not the only means of achieving fulfillment in life. But how would any lady feel if at 40, the person is yet to have a home or family she would call her own? These and many more are some of the questions which Anna kept thinking of in her secret hours. She felt she has got good education, good exposure, and most of the things a single lady would like to own. But something inside was not at rest. She kept telling herself that she needs more than what she now possesses. She had all the education a woman, or any man for that matter, could get. But she discovered that inside her inner minds, she still needs love. She needs companion of some sort. She needs a man in her life. She needs a child to come running towards her as she returns from some of her outings. She could not really voice it, but it would be safe to say that she was becoming desperate about her situation. Anna felt, and correctly too, that she was beginning to age. She was now ready to accept a man, any man, as her husband. But the problem was that the young ones were almost all gone. The few young ones that were still showing up were not ready for any serious relationship. These ones were into what the locals will refer to as hit and run. That is to say that they already have a stable home, but just out to have some fun with any unfortunate woman who gives them a chance. Though Anna felt her near desperation, but she also felt that she was too old for such games. There were other categories of men who were coming. These were some older men who already had a wife or wives at home. In that case, Anna had to be ready to be a second or third wife and likely to be kept somewhere away from the main house. Anna did not bargain for this at all. But these were some of the realities that stares her in the face. Anna was then standing at crossroads. Menopause stared her in the face, and society will not allow her to rest. What will she do now? Wherever she goes, she felt eyes peering at her and whispers in the toe. She kept thinking, do I therefore become a second or third wife? What really are my options? Time was not really on her side at all. She had to take a decision, and quickly too. She thought of asking the opinion of her parents, but those ones have grown tired of her stubbornness. They may just begin to blame her for not listening to them earlier on. Who does she run to now? It was all questions with no reasonable answers. But deep down her mind, she had thoughts like, should I now back down and take a second or third wife role? Should I continue to wait indefinitely for some new person? Unfortunately, the new ones have not been showing up. Even most of the older ones that are showing up, while willing to get married, we are not willing to take you into their homes. In which case, her situation will not be better than one of the many women of the biblical King Solomon. Since then, Anna still dey look for which way she go, because we don't tire for am. A consultant that she approached eventually gave her some honest advice. The consultant gave her a number of advices. Number one, what exactly does she want? Is it children or just companionship? These are issues Anna has to put in perspective. Number two, she was told to do some more interaction with people. Such interaction could be in any religious-based community, professional club, or social club. Number three, does she really want to be a second wife or still want to wait endlessly for someone that will take you as their only wife? Number four, finally, she has to give herself a break. The local has a saying that the fact that a grave was dug 6 feet deep does not mean that the body of the deceased must fill it up. You must learn to understand that the value of a woman is not defined by age, marriage, or children alone. It goes beyond that. Anna's story is all about choices which one had made over their lifetime. They should therefore develop the courage to see those choices through, remembering that it is all about your life and not just about what people expect from you. Like the locals again will say, nobody will help you live your life. In life, you are mainly on your own. Please like this video, share it, and make your comments. These comments help us improve on the quality of the video we present to you. Thank you for listening. On another note, have you seen our last video? It was about a Nigerian woman, a 34-year-old Nigerian woman who got divorced. But she was lucky to find one divorcee who had lost his wife. They were going on fine and were planning to get married in the nearest future. But there was one snag, and that was the man's daughter. Please watch it. It is very interesting. Thank you once again for listening to us. Bye.